Hey guys, Jessapot, Mayhem and Tech Squad coming in with the Alliance War with Sly Assassins. I'm going to go right to the B3 and B2 and 1. B2 was a good base, and you guys are very different than some of the opponents that we've faced, and the fact that you guys have some good layouts, you just have some major weaknesses, and those weaknesses are actually going to kill you if anyone's really going at it. Um, I'm taking your bases a little more head on, and by head on I mean no rush to avoid the whole thing or using Devastator. I'm kind of using my bots to fight. Um, and in this one, I don't think anyone really took this one on fully. You have the major weakness is you leave this completely exposed, and as you see, my Gnaw right now is just going to release the Hounds, and I'm just going to kind of fast forward through this base because really all they're just going to do is do their work, and it'll get easier as buildings go away. And everyone just dropped MK Sharks or and Thundercracker or Deathsaurus can go back there, but you really, with that time trap, you're just really leaving it exposed. So Ace, I would say really got to do some changes there because it's really just exposed right now. I think I probably took it on the most, with a little bit I did. Um, so let me go to the B4, and this one gave some of the other guys some problems. This one I found pretty straightforward, and obviously, if you have the right bots. But going up, there wasn't enough in the way. The gunners, this to me was a pretty standard vanilla. Um, just going up with a couple of gunners and healers and a jet to kind of clear things out, and a warrior to walk up. This was about as I liked Wong used the word traditional. Yeah, this was about as traditional as it got. And just kind of just walking up, taking some damage, and I'm just going to kind of go through here. Um, and there, and I just mix mastered back there and there, and really just kind of takes things out. And by the time you get up here, there's nothing really overpowering at any point. I think your outposts would be better served in here to slow it down, while these shock towers could really cause them some damage. But you put them far back, a little too far back, and you let people get points as they come up through here. And the gunners and the healers can really work because you slow it down, and it allows the healers to really just heal these guys and make sure no one dies if you got two healers. And they're kind of taking on only a couple of defenses at the time. So really, by the time you get here, your buffers, your warriors, have soaked up. They've taken a bunch of damage, but your gunners are, pretty healthy, and they can, those are causing the damage from behind. B5, B2 was very rushable. B2 and B5 were the hard ones to me. B2 head on was difficult, but it has a huge Meg's Rush weakness. And here we timed out a lot, and this was a tough one to take head on. Another guy, Viper, I'll show you mine first. And this is the bad thing about this. The first Alliance War I've done where I'm using replays because I couldn't really do them. I couldn't do recordings today, but I'm doing the replays of it instead of walking through. This is going to show each time I've watched the replay, it shows a loss. I'm not sure why, but and the replays are different. But I essentially timed out on the first attempts, and what I did here was I decided to disperse some damage. I went with two jets, and I'm using the jets. I'm using Scourge as just a damage central kind of thing. We had another guy, Phoenix Win, who did it straight up with kind of two warriors. I subbed a warrior for a jet. He got through a little cleaner than I did, so it was probably a preferable method. I started out that way, but I missed with my on the first shot. I got a little too close, but those can be taken out with one Mixmaster, but I'm missing. So what I did here was I basically wanted to clear these out as best I could. Those little things did nothing, huh? Forgot about that. But really, I wanted to clear this out with strafe. What I like about this base is that the bots keep splitting up, and it really did a good job of that. And anytime you can get some good bot splitting, it's really effective. Here I had Megs. This was a little odd because it shows me dying way early, and at the end I had Brawl beat this. So yeah, the replay isn't the same as the replay's not even close to the same as the actual, but so kind of strange. I don't even know if Scourge was right here last time, but essentially I cleared out these two, and Brawl destroyed this, and yeah, I had pretty much Brawl just beat this because he destroyed these along with Scourge. So that was the ending, not this ending that's playing out. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you, so Giftmaster, your base is really good, but the major weakness in this, one of our guys, Viper Claw, he actually exposed it, and he actually thought the base was pretty simplistic to go through, and I just got to find where his was, and no, there we are, and you'll see Viper Claw kind of tear through. He thought B4 was hard, so he and I think he used Devastator on it, and sometimes Devastator can change up how you do things, but yeah, he and I had different opinions on how it went, but he actually will show you probably what more people will do with your base, and kind of expose the weakness on it. I'm going to kind of speed things up, and then he'll get through. What they're going to do is they're going to kill this wall right here, and that's just going to allow them, and they cleared out the build bots, and what that's going to do is just make a path right here. So they're going to come up here, and they're just going to walk up, and what he's going to do is he's just going to Meg Rush straight up, and then they're going to be here for a second. He's just going to kind of wait it out, and he's going to shield these guys, but he didn't even need to shield them. But then he's just going to rush up here, and everyone follows. Anytime you're this far up, you've now avoided this much, all this, and he's just going to kind of start going to work with everyone up here, and then he brings Devastator in, and basically this is how he, this Meg's Rush, regardless of him using Devastator, is the exposure that you have, and he basically did a really good job of kind of highlighting where your major weakness is, and that it's that wall that can just be, and my guys did kind of the same thing. They all kind of go up right there, and they start pounding on that wall. So anyway, as far as the alliance, and for the scoreboard, Viper is usually always up there, but Fenix Win, he did a really good job. So did obviously the KG King Grimlock. But Fenix Win kind of went straight up, and he used kind of the middle like I did, and he used a couple gunners and a couple warriors like I did the first time. But he didn't miss, it looked like. So he did a really good job. Anyway, so good job on the bases, guys, and best of luck to you.